Hello, my name is JSE and I work at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. It's one of the largest exchanges in Africa and is the 19th largest exchange in the world, market capitalization of $1.4 trillion. And I head up the enterprise integration team at the exchange, which is responsible for making sure that all of the data and software is integrated across all the different business units. The problem that we had, and this is a number of years ago, we had a couple of what we call central reference data stores, and we had multiple teams working against those central reference data stores, extracting reference data out of them. And the issue that we had was all of these teams were writing their own versions of extracts against that particular database and interpreting the information in their own particular way for their own particular system. So that was introducing duplication into our landscape and introducing what we call interpretation issues. In the world of trading, I mean, that becomes a really big issue because we're dealing with share prices and share companies, and if you get that information wrong, it has big consequences for the market. So that was problem number one for us, where we were having these duplicate extracts coming out of the database. And then on top of which it was very inefficient because we had to employ a number of developers all to do the same thing, which wasn't a good use of our money at the end of the day. The POC that we did at the time was to implement a small set of data onto Denodo to see how quickly we could do that. And I think within a period of about 6 months, we managed to implement Denodo, get it up and running at the exchange, do away with a lot of this duplication in the landscape, and have the views available for the production systems within a period of 6 months, which for us was quite a fast turnaround time. We were very impressed. So it was quite a successful POC, and from that point forwards, we just started implementing. The benefits that we achieved, there's quite a few of them, but I think there's kind of 4 highlights for me. The first was we were able to remove the duplication out of the landscape, so a much more simplified ecosystem that we developed. We had some queries that were running. For example, on the one database was 1,400 queries, managed to reduce that down to 1,000. One of the benefits we managed to achieve was the redeployment of our shadow IT team. It was a team of 12 senior developers that we had. And instead of the business having them focus on bespoke needs that they had within their own particular divisions, because they were able to access the data easily, we could take those guys and redeploy them elsewhere and actually put them back into IT. Which was a much more efficient use of the resources within our company and led to some cost savings. We were able to run more releases into the ecosystem. Being an exchange, we're part of a very large estate that's integrated to the banks and the clearing houses and traders and things, so you can't make incremental releases all the time. It's just too big and enormous in terms of an entire market infrastructure. And at the time we were managing about 2 every 24 months, but after Denodo, because of the fact that we could manage the versioning of the various databases better, and we could make it much easier for the customers to test different versions with us, we managed to get up to about 5 releases every 24 months. So the velocity in terms of what we were offering to our clients increased significantly. They were very happy because in the world of trading, there are a lot of functional features that get released quite quickly that they want to take advantage of, and we were able to start satisfying those demands for them. And I think the final benefit that we achieved was data democracy, because the institution was in the habit of holding onto the information. After we put Denodo in and kind of federated all of the information and data and made it available to everybody, we had a situation where if you were in one division or one group of companies, you had access to all of the information, obviously in a controlled manner, through Denodo, which has also been a huge benefit in terms of data access. The first use case that we used for Denodo was to get a single version of reference data available to the market. In the trading world, reference data is critical for the execution of capital markets. And as an exchange, you are responsible for the versioning and the authority around that reference data. The second use case that we thought about from a Denodo perspective was to start using Denodo in the way that it derives the information out of the trading platform. It's a high-speed environment with very low latency, and we needed something that would extract the information, validate it, and embellish it with a lot of additional information needed for the clearing activities. Pass that information into the clearing system so that they could do all of the collateral management activities, and then send that all through for settlement. Within the trading world, there is a movement to cloud technologies for what we term latency insensitive applications, and that's things like cryptocurrencies and those types of exchanges. Some of the bond markets and things will all trade in the cloud. But any high-frequency trading platforms need to always be present on a physical data center, because there are features such as co-location, which are very important to the trading community. And what we are doing at this stage is waiting to see when technology evolves so that those types of high-frequency trading platforms can actually be hosted in the cloud. Once we've achieved that and we can see that the latencies have gone down in the cloud performance, we would be very keen to take Denodo into the cloud so that we can link that into our matching platforms that will be run there.